Hi, welcome to HedgeMaker. Let's make a hedge. First, you have to add a couple of HM sign poles to your scene. These are the key element of building a hedge. So, I'm using the built-in option in DAZ Studio that you can hold Alt or Option key depending on Mac or Windows to drag something to the scene, and you get a little marker so you can place it where you want. We place the first pole there. You see, it's number 1. We take a new one and place it there. And see, it's number 2. We'll place a new one here. And see, that's number 3. Let's zoom out a little so we get everything visible on the screen like this. Okay, now it's time to make a hedge. We make it a simple one. Start HedgeMaker, push up the width a little, and here you have filters for kind of matte type, array, and we have tree bushes, and we use the Grubbook bushes by Predaton, and not that dense, like this, little diversity, just roll. And you see the maximum number of instances it will create, 24. It looks good. Run it, and it took 2 seconds. Here, zoom out a little. Let's see. What did we get? You can see it makes proxies. And here we got a hedge. Yeah, we're gonna change the light a little later so it looks better, but we got something. Okay, now we want to add some more features to our hedge. So we select the hedge object in the scene list and we start HedgeMaker again. It will nicely ask you if you want to use the settings from the selected hedge. Yes, we do. So here we are. Now let's move this one here. And yeah, that's okay. But now we're going to add a little grass. Use native grasses, or we take Grubbook weeds because they're on the same sets. If you have that product, you will be able to use this one. And we make it a little wider and place it like that. And we tear down small objects. You tear down the scale size, like something like that. And a little diversity, a little untidy. And let's go. We select replace, and we'll make some other items here for the weed stuff. And it takes a while to add those. 7 seconds, still okay. Now let's see how this will look. Yes, we get some weeds below the hedge. Looks perfect. Let's jump forward and do something more interesting, like something you would do for real. Here we have 3 modern bungalows by First Bastion. A very nice set. I converted it to array just to make it look better when I'm gonna do some test runnings. And as you see, these are multiple props, but we want to make a hedge that goes in front of everything. So you can select this one, and this one. You can see they are all 3 selected. Then here we have a tool called HM Mesh Merger. Let's run it, and it's done. It creates a HedgeMaker mesh. We can just show it. You can see there is one big mesh here, and we can hide the rows. You can see this is what it created. It's merged all different meshes into one object, because you can only collide against one object. I have now placed all the HM sign poles, because that is boring to watch. And as you can see, I placed them on each end of the grass all the way, which means you can make a gap, for example, between A and B for the driveway. So let's go to HedgeMaker, and you can have here config stretches. So you go to A and B and you make leave empty. You have 1, 2 and 3 you have there. leave empty, and on and on and on until you have finished everything. Now, when you have done this, you can see you have make hedge, leave empty, make hedge, leave empty between the different poles. So now we have a hedge set up here. Some bushes, some daisies, and some grass. And as the hedge goes this way, you can see we started pole 1 there and ended here. This side will be facing the street and this side will be facing the houses. And here is something very important. Because we created this HedgeMaker merge ground, we have to select this as the ground object to build on. And now let's build. Replace. Seconds, and we go to here and we see what did we get. This looks quite nice. So now we're going to do something different. We're going to use a ground prop here from forest path, and I've already placed a lot of sign poles like this to make a nice curved. So here we are in HedgeMaker. So let's see, what do we have here? We have a small thin string of grasses in the middle. We have on each side plants, and we have pebbles all over, and here something special, the lamppost. And this one uses the follow layer rotation setting, which means it will be pointing to the road as they will be placed on the outside. They will be pointing in towards the center of the road, like street lights will do. And also here we have selected the ground to build on, and the hedge is quite wide. And let's build. Okay, this is a scene from the camera view. You can see the proxies for the grasses on both sides and the line in the middle. There are no proxies shown for the pebbles because I turned them off. They cause a lot of lag in the previous scene view, but you can have them on if you want to. Now, how will this look if we render it? Oh, you can see the grass on the side, string of grass in the middle, the pebbles are there, and the light poles are there facing the road, just as this should be. Now it's time to take a look at the HM set builder, this little script. So here you can open sets that you already have created. For example, let's take this one, apple trees, Tango Alpha Tangy Orchard. You can see here are the apple trees, and here are a setting where you can define the real size on the ground, because for example a tree like this is a huge top and a small trunk, so you can define that this is the area this should really be using in calculations. And you can open other sets, you can edit them, you can take one here that you recognize, we've been using this one, and you can see the size of the sets of everything, and you select what kind of render engine this is for and what kind of prop it is. So we're gonna create a new set, but we close this one to clear it out. Here we're gonna add some props, and we're gonna pick sunflowers from the set here, number 2, 1. And it will be loaded, into the set builder with the icon, doing some calculations. And it's a 3D light set, and it's flowers, and we call it sunflowers. And we save it. And that's it. Okay, so here I have an arid desert. But you know, we're gonna make the desert flower. So we start HedgeMaker and we look for our sunflower set, which I added some buds to, just because I felt that was needed. We're gonna make a little width on it. We're gonna build on desert, and we're gonna put up a lot of diversity like this. A bit of entity here. We build there, and we're gonna add some grass too. Take this one. We're gonna make it spread it out a little on both sides, like that. Untidy, and let's see what happens. So this is the camera view of the hedge or sunflower hedge we just built. You can see the proxies from the grasses as I turn proxies off for flowers. I usually have that turned off, and yeah, it nicely follows the lines of the ground. And let's see what the NVIDIA preview will bring us. I think it looks nice. You have sunflowers in the desert. Thank you for watching this little video about how to use HedgeMaker. And if you have any questions, you have the quite extensive manual where you can get most of your questions answered. It also includes a lot of examples on how to do things and why you should do things in certain ways. So, thank you and goodbye.